That's the future we're looking at, what the 21st century war looks like. And there's no way around it. It is just the inability of history. We have too many people, we want to fight wars, and so a lot of people have to die in these wars. Does that make sense? All right. Any questions, guys? Any questions? Yeah, Alan? Sorry, could you give the microphone to Alan?
I just have one small question about the 20th century war. Like, if a country has been attacked by this strategy, how can it respond? Like, how can Iran it respond to American strategy right now?
Okay, that's a good question. Okay. Look, the reality is that when the Americans do this, okay, when they do three things, right? They destroy your economy, when they destroy your infrastructure, and when they divide and conquer. According to game theory, there's only one response, okay? There's only one proper response to this, and this idea of eschatology. Okay, and the idea here is this. You need to create fanaticism among your people, right? Because your people are suffering. They don't have enough to eat. They don't have any hope in the future. So what you say to them is, this is all part of God's plan. We're meant to suffer because when we suffer, God will make us invincible. For our suffering, we'll find the courage to commit martyrdom. Okay? When we do martyrdom, we go to heaven. All right. The problem with this is that most people don't want to do this, okay? They're like, no, I don't want to kill myself. I don't want to die for God. I just want to live a normal life. Okay? But unfortunately, what history tells us is that you really don't need that many people to commit to eschatology to win a war. Maybe at most 10 to 20%. If 10 to 20% of your population commit to this eschatology, then you will survive. Okay? And we have an example of this. We have an example of this is the Iran-Iraq War. Which is what happened in the 1980s, okay? An 8-year war between Iran and Iraq. All right, and guys, it was a crazy war. These Iraqis were supported by both the Americans and the Soviet Union. They had tanks, they had helicopters, they had a professional army. The Iranians in the 1980s didn't have an army. They didn't have tanks, they didn't have helicopters. So what they said to Iranian people is, the greatest glory is to be a martyr. The greatest glory is to die for your nation and for God. So these young people went into the battle with just a rifle. Okay? Guy, like imagine this, okay? You have this young guy, 16 years old, he's running into battle against a tank and a helicopter. And he's screaming at them, I will kill you! And most of them got blown up, but some of them got through, and they threw a grenade into the tank. Okay? Now you think about this, and you're like, oh my God, that's crazy. But first of all, it galvanized the Iranian population into resisting. And eventually, they turned the tide of the war so that they were actually winning the war. And it was only because the Americans started to use chemical weapons against them that the Iranians were forced back, okay? But if left alone, the Iranians would have defeated the Iraqis. So think about that, how it galvanized the population into resistance. The other thing is that it scared the living hell out of the Iraqis, okay? You have a tank, right? The guys come at you with a rifle and a grenade. He's not afraid of you. His fearlessness makes you afraid. Okay? So even though, yes, in 21st century warfare, okay, it seems invincible, but eschatology is the counter to this approach. And that's why we should see over the next few years a huge surge in eschatology and religious extremism throughout the world. Because it's really the only counter to this type of warfare. Does that make sense? Okay, great question. Any more questions, guys? Okay, great. So there's no class on Thursday and next Tuesday, but we'll come back next Thursday and we'll continue this, okay? All right, thank you.